Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Amber. And we're gonna get right into the video and talk about why Hollywood hates young, talented, confident women. This is something that I just find fascinating because I would like to consider myself one of these young, talented, confident women. And when you're growing up wanting to be a performer, wanting to be an actor or a musician, whatever it is, you know, you're drawn to Hollywood, but it's like a flipped dark side to it. So last night I was doing a deep dive on Marilyn Monroe. They say that she overdosed on sleeping pills, but her body went missing for 6 hours. And on top of that, DNA was found in her body showing signs of like SA, as well as she did not have any signs of like pills in her body when they tested her. Throughout her life, men just took advantage of her. Growing up, if you're like, I guess this is like Gen Z, like early Gen Z, millennial vibe, media was directed towards us is what I'm saying. So we had a lot of like tween icons. There were so many stars that came out of that era. I also have some notes, my handy dandy notebook. All of these women share a common thread that they went through things publicly, and the media at first loved who they were, supported these women, loved them. Once all of these people got to a certain level, they want you to be good but not great. You can be cute but not bad. It's like the humbling about it, and it speaks to like where we are in our society as a culture. I don't care for stuff like that. Britney Spears, Amanda Bynes, Lindsay Lohan, and Mary-Kate Ashley. Britney Spears, you guys, like, I have never seen a person go through the absolute torture in the public eye that Britney Spears went through. First of all, this was back in the day, so paparazzi, yes, paparazzi is still around, but you know, we are in 2025. There's you know, a little more couth, a little more conduct being applied, not a lot, but a little. Back in the 2000s, early to late 2000s, there was no such thing as couth. These paparazzi people would trample these girls, would shoot up their skirts, would just toy with them, say weird things to them, and literally swarm and mob these people. You have to understand, a person is still a person, you guys. And that's why idolatry is something that you should not practice. You shouldn't put somebody who is a person, even if you're a fan of them, you shouldn't put them on the level of idolizing them to where you're no longer seeing them as a person. I even just remember as a kid looking and be like, this like feels wrong. Like, it makes absolutely no sense. And then, you know, my poor sweet Britney, she shaved her head. The infamous time she shaved her head. If that is not a cry for help, I don't know what is. Now we would look at that and be like, oh, mental health, right? Which is true. The love, the blood, sweat, and tears she's given to pop music, to the culture. She should never have been toyed with. She should never have been bothered. Everybody took that as, oh, she's crazy, instead of like, hey, like, something's not right. Maybe she's really going through it. Maybe she's really depressed in order to do this publicly. And then, like, you know, hitting the paparazzi with the umbrella. Honestly, iconic. You know, it was just a headline to the paparazzi. And unfortunately, we haven't seen that loop close because she still seems to be trying to dust that off and trying to heal and not 100% healed. So I'm sending Britney so much love. I'm not the type to ever laugh at somebody's pain or laugh at somebody when they're in a low moment. That's disgusting. Like, no. So I'm sending Britney so much love. Can we talk about Lindsay's transformation? Her transformation in Hollywood. Like, again, Lindsay was right up there with Britney in that era, getting completely attacked. Mean Girls, Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen, Parent Trap. These movies are the staple of my childhood. Without these movies, I would not be sitting here talking to you. I hold her in a dear and near place. To see her transformation, it brings me so much joy. She's glowing like never before. Lindsay literally had to move out of America to get this sense of healing. I believe she lives in Dubai and just comes here from time to time. This woman had to literally move out the country to get this healing. This is the success story I want to see with these women. Period. Okay, I forget where I was at in the video, but it's literally scary, the obsession they have with making a woman crumble. Not just, oh, you know, you might go through this, you might trip and stumble a little bit. No, make her crumble to her knees. And that brings me to Amanda Bynes. And I love, Amanda recently has been making art, which looks so beautiful and fun, and she just had a gallery opening. She just lost her way. And seeing a bit of that documentary with T. Nick and behind the scenes, not to get fully into it, but who knows what these people who just made our childhood so special were really going through. And they still had to wake up in the morning and smile and dance for the kids of like America and the world, whole time going through X, Y, and Z, whatever. She's never come out and formally stated anything, but for someone to kind of go off the beaten path like that, I can only imagine that, you know, something happened to where you feel like this and you're feeling low. But I love to see that she seems to be re-establishing and rehabilitating herself, which is so important. But they tried it. Crumble. And when you're at the top, it's like, oh girl, we love you. Once you hit that rock bottom, people don't even look your way. This is Amanda Bynes was like, girl. I want to talk about some other women too. And I hope you guys are sticking with me. Like, I just feel like there's smear campaigns against being confident and being young and hot and free. And I just want to completely I don't align with stuff like that. And Hollywood, I feel we moved away from the intensity that they used to do that. But it's almost like it's not acceptable to be just confident, young, and free and talented. And everybody loves you for your talent and your beauty. They're like, no. Let's find a way to talk about her body. Let's find a way to talk to her ex-lovers and stir the pot. So I'm gonna try to wrap it up, but there's a few other women I want to talk about that took this humbling, but it worked out in their favor. One of them is Paris Hilton. I think Paris, again, was in that whole world with extreme paparazzi, extreme popularity. And she had her scandals and, you know, but what I like about Paris, that girl is business minded. She always had a perfume line. She always had a collaboration going. She DJ, she does this and that, a makeup line, a clothing. She was always doing about her business. Probably, you know, she's a Hilton at the end of the day. So she has that business mindset. With Paris, I feel like she did get the last laugh because everybody thought she was really dumb. And she's still getting money to this day. She's still literally Paris Hilton. She never had to fully change who she was. It's almost like society finally caught up to, oh, this was a gag. Like, so I feel like they tried to humble Paris. It didn't fully work because she's still here and she's still Paris Hilton. Adjacent to that is Kim Kardashian. You know, this girl went from being like Paris Hilton's closet organizer to being on the cover of Vogue with her family. So, you know, people talk a lot about Kim, but I actually appreciate, again, Kim is a hustler and she is a master manifester. Who else? Nicki Minaj. Y'all know I love Nicki. And I'm not trying to make this long-winded, but Hollywood, again, tried to humble Nicki. Nicki has famously never received a Grammy, mainly because she did a Grammys performance and it didn't go well with the go over well with the Catholic Church. And so she was basically blackballed because the Grammys owners were like, or the main people were Catholic. Didn't go over. Cool. What I love about Nicki Minaj, again, pretty confident, talented woman. Hollywood tried to humble her, and still to this day will try to humble her like she is not the Nicki Minaj. It never works. It never works because she's actually smart and she speaks to her fans. And low-key with Nicki, everything she says, it's like what's done in the dark comes to the light type of moment for her. She, again, always has the last laugh, and people always circle back to recognize her talents and nobody has really surpassed her yet of her talents and her artistry. And no matter how many times like Hollywood or anyone will try to overlook her, it's like next to impossible because of how talented she is. And like they tried to humble someone that was almost so powerful that it just literally blows up in people's face every time. Nicki has a high self-worth. I feel like that's what will keep you going in this industry. Having a high self-worth, knowing who you are, is going to have reverse effects on the humbling. You're going to be doing the humbling. So that's what Nicki teaches me, to just stay true to who you are and build a community, because that's kind of what the Barbs are. I'm a Barb. The Barbs are crazy, but at the end of the day, it's a community. So she has built this community to be a part of and to love and laugh with. She almost doesn't need the media in a sense. So that's like a whole other different type of video. Janet is somebody I feel like she had a brief humbling era where they tried to humble her. Again, her talent and her iconicness shined through. Kane Ashley, again, they were in that same paparazzi era of trying to be humbled. They used stepping out of the public as their superpower. So when they were just in the public eye and just so front facing, and we saw them every day in the tabloids way back in the day, and they were everywhere, like with people like talking about them, picking them apart. They're too skinny, they're too fat, they're too this, they're too that. After New York Minute, that was one of my favorite movies. We did not see them again. And they used, I think, which makes a lot of sense, if you're in the public so long, you're gonna use being out of the spotlight and having your privacy as a superpower. And that has worked super well for them. You know, they dive into a new venture with fashion. But I just wanted to examine and let me know what you guys think. Why does Hollywood want to humble young women? Why? Post Me Too, everyone is way more conscious of the treatment of women in Hollywood, but you know, there's still cracks that slip through. I just want to tell you guys, it's okay to be confident, it's okay to be talented, and you know, say you blow up tomorrow, don't let what anybody says in the media get to you, or this humbling effect, because I feel like, you know, Hollywood is just a greater example of society. So this humbling effect, do not participate. Don't let anyone humble you. It's my think piece for the day. I love you guys so much. And I'll see you next video.